I loved her against reason, against promise, against peace, against hope, against happiness, against all discouragement that could be. Hey guys, today's topic of the video is going to be about one of the most important writer ever in the history of English literature and the history of all over the world, Charles Dickens. But before starting, I will suggest you to subscribe to my channel so that you can get all my literature related videos. Also, the works of Charles Dickens are mentioned in the description below. You can go and check it out and purchase them from Amazon. Starting with the introduction of Charles Dickens, full name of Charles Dickens was Charles John Huffman Dickens. He is regarded as the greatest novelist who lived in the Victorian era. He was a social critic and he created fine fictional characters which are very famous throughout the literature. His works got popular during his lifetime. He wrote 15 novels, 5 novellas, 100 of short stories, fictions articles, non-fiction articles and lectures. Starting properly with the early life and literary life of Charles Dickens, he was born on February 7th in 1812 at Landport, England. His father was John, who was a clerk in the navy, and mother's name was Elizabeth Dickens. In 1814, their family moved to London. In 1816, they moved to Chatham. He was inspired by the several bedtime stories mother, which his mother told him while at bedtime. He went to some institute for education, but he left it later and got interested in reading. In 1821, his father lost his job and they went back again to London. In 1823, his parents couldn't afford his tuition fee and he was withdrawn from the school. His mother wanted him to leave education and support the family. In 1824, his father got imprisoned because of debts and Charles used to visit him every week in prison. His family came into great social and economic disaster as his father got imprisoned. After his father's return from prison, Charles started attending school in London. In 1827, he left school and started working as a clerk of an attorney. In 1829, he started working as freelancer. His childhood and teenage was very frustrated of social circumstances and poverty as shown in his fictions. In 1830, he met and fell in love with Maria Bednell and this relationship ended in 1833. In 1831, he worked as parliamentary reporter because he wanted to become a journalist. In 1833, his first story, Dinner at Poplar Walk, published in a magazine. In 1834, he worked as a reporter for a newspaper. In 1835, he engaged to Catherine Hogarth. For publication of his work, Charles Dickens took the pseudonym Boz. In 1836, he married to Catherine Hogarth, the same lady he engaged. In 1836, Charles met John Foster and they became friends. He traveled Canada and the United States. In 1844, he and his family visited Italy and then returned to London. In 1846, he along with his family went to Paris, and in 1847 they came back to England. In 1848, he created his some autobiographical works. In 1858, he separated from his wife Catherine. On June 9, 1870. He died and was buried in Westminster Abbey. Moving towards some important works which Charles Dickens wrote in his life. The Pickwick Papers in 1837, Oliver Twist in 1839, Nicholas Nickleby in 1939, The Old Curiosity Shop in 1841. In 1841, Barnaby Rudge. In 1843, A Christmas Carol. In 1844, The Chimes. In 1841, Martin Chuzzlewit. In 1845, The Cricket on the Hearth. In 1846, The Battle of Life, a love story. In 1848, The Haunted Man and the Goose Bargain. In 1848, Dombey and Son. In 1850, David Copperfield. In 1853, Bleak House. In 1854, Hard Times. In 1857, Little Dorrit. In 1859, A Tale of Two Cities. In 1861, Great Expectations. In 1865, Our Mutual Friend. In 1870, Edwin Drood. Moving towards the major themes which Charles Dickens used in his works are children's education and their right, social reforms, exploitation, child labor, poverty of social class and social class, crime and justice, corruption, gender roles, class struggle. His not discussing his literary style, Charles Dickens used humoristic and satirical tone in his writings. He has his fiction or narrative. He has excellent in his novels. He creates an excellent development of character and plot. There is a combination of fantasy and with realism in his novels. He uses simile, metaphor, personification, imagery to explain a character. His character reveals true face of the heartless society and capitalism. There are books of which the back and covers are by far the best parts. Thanks for watching. I hope you will like or dislike my video. Also comment in the comment box for further inquiry and also subscribe to my channel if you like the video in any place. Thank you.